I thought moving into a new apartment would be a fresh start, a chance to leave everything behind. Apartment 12B looked perfect, modern, quiet, safe, almost too quiet. The first night I was unpacking boxes, placing things where I wanted them. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, deliberate, pacing in the hallway just outside my bedroom door. I froze. My heart pounded in my chest. I told myself it was a neighbor, maybe someone coming home late. But when I opened the door, the hallway was empty, completely silent. The apartment was mine, or at least it should have been. I tried to shake it off and continue unpacking, but that night, things started to feel off. Keys I left on the counter would be on the floor in the morning. Drawers I locked would be slightly ajar. And my cat, she refused to go into the living room. Her fur bristled and she hissed at nothing I could see. Then I saw it, the first shadow. Just out of my corner of eye, dark and featureless, standing in the corner of the room. Every time I looked directly at it, it was gone. I told myself I was imagining things, that it was just stress from moving. But the apartment didn't feel like an empty space anymore. It felt alive, watching me, waiting. I tried sleeping that night, hoping it would pass. But the bed felt cold, colder than the rest of the room. Every small sound, a creaking floorboard, a rustle of the curtain, made my skin crawl. And then came the whisper. Not loud, just a faint, almost imperceptible sound, like someone breathing my name from the dark corner of the living room. I held my breath. Silence. I didn't know it yet, but that was the moment Apartment 12B revealed its first secret. I wasn't alone, and whatever was here had been waiting for me.
At first, I tried to ignore it, pretend that nothing was happening. But the apartment had other plans. Every night, the air grew colder. Not just a normal draft, something unnatural. I would sit on my couch, blanket wrapped around me, and feel the temperature drop sharply. The lights would flicker without reason, as if the apartment itself were breathing. Then the noises started. Soft at first. Footsteps pacing the hall outside my bedroom. Thumps in the walls. The faint sound of something dragging across the floor. Sometimes it felt like someone was whispering, just out of reach of understanding. The shadow grew bolder. I began seeing it more clearly. Tall, featureless, and completely dark. Standing silently in corners, watching, waiting. It never approached me. It didn't need to. I felt its attention like a weight pressing down on my chest. I tried filming it, hoping to catch some proof. I left the camera rolling all night. In the morning, the footage showed nothing, just static, empty rooms. I realized It didn't want to be seen. It wanted me to feel it, to know it was there. Objects began moving on their own. My keys, my books, even small personal items shifted from where I had placed them. The closet door would sometimes creak open, even though I had closed it. My cat refused to enter certain rooms, arching her back and growling at invisible presences. One night, I woke up to the whisper again. This time, I was certain I heard my name. I turned on every light in the apartment, scanning every corner. Nothing, but the feeling didn't leave me. I realized then, apartment 12B wasn't empty. It had always been occupied by something that was patient and waiting. And now it had found me.
One night, I decided I had to confront it. I couldn't live in constant fear. I set up my phone to record, turned off every light, and waited. The clock struck 12:07 a.m. That's when it happened. The lights flickered once, twice, and then went completely out. A cold wind swept across the room, though every window was shut. And there it was, the shadow. Tall, dark, featureless, standing perfectly still in the bedroom corner. It didn't move toward me, but I felt it watching, weighing me, studying me. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body wouldn't respond. It was like the air itself was holding me down. Minutes passed, maybe hours. I couldn't tell. And then, as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished. The lights returned. The room felt normal, almost welcoming. I checked the camera the next morning. Nothing. Just empty walls and static. I realized it didn't want to be caught. It wanted me to feel it, to know it was there. And every night after that, it became bolder. The shadows shifted unnaturally, stretching across walls. Doors slammed on their own. Objects moved without explanation. I tried everything. Salt, candles, prayers. Nothing worked. Then I understood. It wasn't trying to scare me for fun. It was waiting for me to truly see it and understand its connection to this apartment. And the more I resisted, the more active it became.
The next day, I couldn't ignore what was happening any longer. I had to know the history of apartment 12B. I asked neighbors quietly, trying not to seem paranoid. They exchanged glances, lowering their voices. "You know, the last person who lived there disappeared," one whispered. "Some say the lights flicker at midnight. Shadows move." I felt a chill. That shadow, it wasn't random. It was tied to something that had happened before I moved in. I searched online, scouring old news articles. A woman vanished from that very apartment years ago. No explanation, no clues, just gone. Then I found something in the apartment itself. Behind a baseboard in the bedroom, hidden from view, were old newspaper clippings, stories of missing people, reports of strange noises and moving shadows. Each story ended the same way: fear and silence. It all clicked. The shadow wasn't just a presence. It was part of the apartment's past, part of something patient and dark. I realized the entity had been waiting for me from the moment I stepped inside. It wasn't trying to scare me for fun. It wanted me to know it, to understand. I didn't want to, but deep down, I couldn't look away. And that's when I made a decision. I had to confront it, or it would never let me leave.
I couldn't avoid it any longer. I had to face whatever was in apartment 12B. I waited until midnight when the apartment was quiet and every light was off. I spoke into the darkness. "Show yourself. I know you're here," I whispered. The air grew icy cold. The shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls. The silence was thick, almost suffocating. Then I felt it, a presence, heavier than air, pressing down on my chest, and slowly the shadow moved. It didn't walk toward me. It didn't speak. It circled the room like a predator, watching my every move. My hands shook. I wanted to run, but I couldn't. Every instinct screamed at me to flee. It lingered, testing me, weighing me. I realized then it had been aware of me from the moment I stepped inside. All the flickering lights, the cold air, the objects moving. It was all a warning. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished. I thought I was safe, but deep down, I knew I wasn't. The apartment had left its mark, and I wasn't sure I'd ever leave it behind.
I moved out of apartment 12B a few weeks later. I thought leaving would end it, that I could escape the shadow. But some things don't stay behind. Some things follow. Even in my new place, I feel it. A chill that runs down my spine when I walk into a dark room. A whisper in the corner of my vision. A shadow that moves just beyond the light. I've tried to ignore it, pretend it's just my imagination, but deep down I know it isn't. Apartment 12B didn't let me go, and it never will. Sometimes, late at night, I catch a glimpse of darkness stretching across my walls, and I hear it, faint, deliberate, watching. I realize now it wasn't just an apartment. It was alive in a way I can't explain. And wherever I go, the shadow follows. So if you ever move into a new place and feel eyes on you when no one is there, remember, some things aren't waiting to scare you. Some things are waiting for you.
I can still feel it, watching